Hi, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my kitchen. This month we're in Switzerland and I find it a little challenging when I am in Switzerland to find enough salad to eat. There's Nussli Salat, of course, which we've talked about earlier, but the Swiss aren't big on their leafy greens or salads. What they are big on, however, is root vegetables and bulbs like fennel. So fennel, I find, makes a great salad, especially combined with apples, which Switzerland grows a lot of, and horseradish, which is another one of their favourite ingredients. Now in Switzerland, you can bet this salad dressing is going to have either cream or yogurt, or possibly even both in it. I'm not going to add it because we've got a lot of dairy this month, and I want something that's going to cut through some of that dairy. But if you want to add a dash of cream or a tablespoon of yogurt, you go right ahead. I'm going to make a simple dressing with some agrodolce white wine vinegar, the horseradish, which is going to give it a lovely zing, some salt, and I'm even going to be radical and use black pepper this time, even though I know the Swiss would nearly always use white pepper. So I have my vinegar and my horseradish in a screw top jar. I'm adding a good pinch of salt and a good grind of pepper, and I'm giving that a shake up to dissolve the salt. Now we can put that aside and talk fennel and apple for a minute. The fennel, I want to use all of these lovely fronds for garnish, so I'm going to pick them off and put them aside, and then I'm going to trim it and give it a shave on the mandolin. Just going to trim the base off that, and you know when you're using the mandolin, I always say use the guard, but the exception is if you're doing it with something that's got a nice handle like this. I'm actually going to get rid of that outer layer because I like the delicate, tender inner layer for the salad. You could certainly braise that as a vegetable or use it in stock, but now that we've done that, I think we'll just get rid of a bit more of the base and away we go. Holding on and making sure that your hand doesn't get too close to that blade. You could do it with a knife if you don't have a mandolin, but with fennel I like it shaved as finely as possible, so I think the mandolin's a good option. Okay, that's about as far down as I want to take it. That can go aside for stock or something if you like. And now all we need to do is add our apple. Now you can do this ahead of time, but if you're doing that, you're going to add just a little bit of the dressing so that nothing oxidizes. But if you're doing it at the last minute, you don't need to do that. You cut the apple up any way you like. I like it in quite fine matchsticks for this salad. So I'm just cutting around the edges, around the core, and then I'm going to slice it down into nice fine matchsticks. So here we have it, our last piece of apple, sliced up quite finely and into the bowl. So to finish off our dressing, we just need a couple of tablespoons of oil. Look, it could be your favourite olive oil, that's what I'm always going to reach for, but it could also be a vegetable oil because in a lot of Switzerland that's what they'd be using. Do measure it, the ratio of oil to vinegar is important in a salad dressing. Looks like a lot and you may not use it all, but in Switzerland they like their salads well dressed. If you're holding it, if you've made it ahead of time and you need it to sit around, add just a drizzle, but I'm ready to serve, and look, I know that that's all going to be needed. So let's just get that in there, and then my favourite way to toss a salad, in fact I think the only way to toss a salad, with your hands. Get in there, give it a good toss. The apple, the fennel, they're going to soak up all that yummy, sharp horseradish dressing. There might be the odd escapee, I'll put him back in. And we're going to mound it up into the salad bowl and garnish it with our fennel fronds. Alright, into a bowl, or for a salad like this, I quite like it spread out on a platter. You can rearrange it once you've got it on the platter so that you've got plenty of apple on top and distributed throughout. And tea towel handy if we're tossing by hand, and then we can just dot these gorgeous fennel fronds around. You could use dill, that's very similar flavour profile, but most bulbs of fennel are going to have some fronds, so why not use them rather than waste. Fennel, apple and horseradish salad, a really great accompaniment to just about any Swiss dish. Enjoy.